Hello, my Zentangle friends. This is Barbara Langston, CZT, Certified Zentangle Teacher, and welcome to another session of Not Perfect Zen. This is Sunday for me, and I hope you're having a great weekend. If you're new to my channel, I take my time. I don't fast forward on any of this. I don't speed up my videos. I try to make it easy for both beginners and experienced tanglers to follow along. If you're not subscribed to my channel, I hope you will. Today I have a fun pattern to show you, and this is Sorry by Heidi Kay, and she is a Certified Zentangle Teacher. This is a very interesting pattern, and I've really had fun with it. Heidi contacted me and asked me if I'd be willing to do a video because she's not doing videos at this time. She's a great artist, but told her sure, I'd take a stab at it. And this was the first one that I did with that pattern, and I really liked how it turned out. So I'm going to show you this one today. And before I do, I want to show you her step outs and some of the things that Heidi has done. Okay, I am going to attempt to share my screen. Okay, this is Heidi's website, and I will put a link to this page in the description. And here is an example of one of the tiles that she's done. And this is what she based it on. These little game pieces are from a game called Sorry. And I used to play that game when I was a kid and loved it. And so I was happy to play with this and see what I could do. Here's the step out. And so you just start with an orb and a little seed shape and connect them so they end up in the shape of that game piece. And you can see here that she has several different ideas for things that you can do. And this is the one that I based my tile on. And then down here, she shows how she did almost a mandala using Sorry. So, like I said, I'll put a link to that. And stop the share. Okay, so now we're back. So again, I want to show you just quickly that for each of these, you're just going to put an orb and then with the shape of a seed. And then we're going to come down a little bit and curve out and touch that edge. And same thing on this side, come around and touch that edge. Okay. And then some of these I've seen where you aura that part, and now it looks like that game piece. And then you can come to this other side and put another orb. Come down a little bit, that's the neck of the game piece. Down and then curve out. And then put another aura on that side. So that's just some of the ways that you can connect. You can bring another one off of any side. So I can come here. And do that again. You could come off of in any direction, actually. And then you could also put another orb and put another little piece right next to that. So it can very easily become a filler tangle, okay? And if you make it big enough, you could put more patterns inside. Again, if you look at what Heidi did on her website, she has different fillers that she put in on hers. Like I said, I'm going to show you this one. And so I'm going to start with the circle, and we're going to put 6 of these on the inside. There's actually 6 on the inside, and there are 6 on the outside. And I have already divided this side of the tile, but I want to show you how I did that. I started out with the Marcus operandus, and I will put a link to that also in the description. And if you think of it, okay, this is what I'm trying to do is I want to put 6 points on my tile. And if you don't want to use the Marcus operandus, you could just think of this as the face of a clock. We are going to put a dot at 12, 2, 4, 8, and 10. Oh, 6 also. Okay. So 12, 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. And if you want to use the Marcus operandus, then they actually have it divided. And that is at the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And so if I bring my pencil and very lightly connect these 2 lines, okay, I'm going to turn my whole thing, and now I'm going to connect between the 2 and the 5. I'm not trying to be perfect, but I did want it to be evenly divided. I just think it looks better. So this one comes to the 6. Okay? And then if you want to get perfect on the circle, you could use a circle maker or just kind of guess. And so we're going to do that in pencil. And I'm doing this very lightly. I'm turning my tile. And then you can hopefully see whether or not it's even enough. Adjust it if you want to. Okay. And I'm doing that just because I want to know where I'm going to put my orbs. So I think that's close enough. I'm using a 3.5-inch tile, graphite pencil. I've lost my pen. Okay, and a Micron PN, and possibly a kneaded eraser. So let's go ahead and get started. And again, this is the one that we're going to do like this. So I'm going to come along and put an orb where these lines intersected. And like I said, it's not a perfect circle, but it's a good start. Okay, and then I'm going to put an orb in the center. And what we're trying to do is put one of these with the little seeds between each one of these, and then the top will meet up with that. They'll all meet up at the same top. So I'll show you on one. Okay. And then we're going to go up to the center. And if it helps, keep a little picture of that game piece nearby. We're going to go down. And then at about halfway, we're going to curve and go to that point. Okay. Come down again, make your curve, and go down. All right, we're going to do that in each one of these. Start out with your little seed shape. Come down for the neck of the game piece, curve back out, curve back out. And it starts to make this really pretty design in between. And these don't all have to be the exact same size. It's still going to be very pretty. Heather Hartwick Gladden also has a video where she did this pattern, and I will try to remember to link to that also. Okay, one more. And then we come down and then curve out. Right. I really like the pattern that makes in the center. Okay, so now that we have this, we're going to add another one of these little pieces, okay, on each of these. So just come up, add your orb, and then we're going to curve, come down, and meet at that same point. And then we're going to do that all the way around. So I'm going to come up from the center and try to center that again. This one's going to be a little shorter, and that's okay. I'd be interested to know how many of you recognize this game and whether or not you played it as a kid. I loved it. One more. All right. So again, if you look carefully, there's our game pieces in the center and our game pieces on the outside. All right, so I'm going to go on each of these and add an aura on each side of the game piece. Remember to turn your tile. It's always important to stay comfortable. I first found out about Heidi when she started posting Zentangle tiles on Instagram. And I believe that was in 2018. Her mother had passed away, and her mother, I believe, had some Zentangle books, and Heidi was immediately interested, and she went to the seminar just before mine. So Heidi was at seminar 33 and I was at 34. Okay, so now we have a little aura on each side, and let me show you another one that I did just to give you ideas. So I did basically the same thing. And I'm going to do this one that I'm showing you the same way. Okay, and what I did was I came down the center and made a line, and then divided that in half, and divided that in half again, curving toward the center. And then just add a little bit of weight or rounding at the end of each of these, and it gives it almost like a petal look. Okay, super easy. So again, I went straight down the center and then back up and bring this one down the middle of those and bring this one down here. And then we're going to add a little bit of rounding. And then just continue around like that. And then add your rounding. Mine's not perfect, and that's okay. I am okay with not having perfect tiles. Haven't always felt that way, but in my old age, I have accepted it. Just keep coming around those. You could do these in different colors. All right, one more. Didn't get that exactly in the middle, but it's okay. When I start trying to think of the next thing I'm going to say, then I get off track and I don't do things exactly right. Okay, so now we have that center section done. And then in each of these, we're going to add some orbs. So we're going to just do kind of an oval. And then off of each one of those, we're just going to make it look like there's another little orb squished in there. And that's exactly how Maria and Molly and Martha say it, that we're going to squish them in. So we're squishing in some orbs. And then if there's some white space, then we just filled that in. So we're going to go around and do that. Like I said, if you need to, you're welcome to pause this video. You're welcome to fast forward or speed it up. I got a really nice comment from one of my followers, and she said that she likes to watch my video first for the relaxation and to see what I'm doing, and then again to actually draw the pattern. I am so grateful for the comments that I get, for my followers, and for those that support my channel. Thank you so much. If I know that at least one person has really enjoyed a video that I did, then it was worth my time. I practice these quite a bit before I do a video, and then it also takes a while to edit the video, but I'm happy to do it. I try to respond to all of my comments. Okay. I tried to think of something different to put inside this seed pod, but I didn't. I like how these look, so if you think of something else, I would love to see what you're doing with your tiles. I have some followers who send photos of their tiles to my email address, which is notperfectzen@gmail.com. I just love seeing what you do. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to do is fill in the tops of these. I'm going to leave a little white highlight on the tips. Gives it some nice interest. And if your little orb isn't round, it gives you a chance to round it out. You can also come back later with a gel pen and put that little white spot on there, little highlight. Okay. And I'm also going to just put a little open orb there in the center. Okay, so now we're going to add our shading. And that's when this really starts to pop. Now, I'm going to take my eraser just because I don't want to see these little lines. I know they're not very dark, but I can see them, and I'm going to take them off. All right, so I'm going to start in the center. And on these that kind of look like little bowling pins to me, I'm going to just add some graphite right along the edge. And it's okay if it touches down there on the ends. Okay, and then when we soften that and just very gently soften it, we want to leave that highlight there in the center. Okay, we want to leave it white. We'll go to the next one, do the same thing. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and go around each of these. And we don't need a lot. We don't have to put it on there very dark, because otherwise it's going to fill in that space. And I think it looks really good with that highlight in the center. Okay, like I said, just soften that a little bit on each edge. You could also add color right here in the center. It ends up looking like a flower. All right, I love how that looks. The next thing I'm going to do is just add a little bit of graphite at the bottom of each of these. Okay, and then pull that up. Just soften that and pull it toward the center. Okay. On these little seed pods that have the orbs, I'm going to add just a little bit of graphite on each edge. And while I'm here, I'm going to go on the other side of where we added that aura and add just a little bit, and then just a little bit right under that orb. Okay, so a little bit right in here, and then highlight just on the other side of that, other side of that aura, and then a little bit below our orb. Okay, so we're going to keep doing that all the way around. Heidi had some great ideas on her step out, so she gave me a head start, that's for sure. Heidi is an excellent artist. I love looking at her things. She has great classes. Although she's not teaching at this time. Taking a break, and I fully understand that. But she was doing a whole lot more than I have done. I feel good to do one video a week. Okay, so now we're going to soften that. Again, we're not trying to cover up the center here. We want that to have a highlight. And then we're going to add a little bit softening here. And again, we're going to leave that section open. So it helps to have kind of a sharp point, I guess, on this. And I do that with a emery board nail file. And of course, you can do the same thing with the tortillons like that. I just prefer this one. I've used it for a long time. Okay. All right, there we go. Now, you could try, and I'm just going to do this to see. We can put a little bit of white there in the center. Sometimes it'll still show up on these white tiles. But if you do it on a tan tile, it really shows up. Okay, so I put white here, and on this top one, I actually filled those in on this part. I filled it in, but left a highlight there. And I put white in these and a little sparkle with the white gel pen. And I used the white gel pen there in the center. But I think this one is my favorite. But it's just like this, except it's on a colored tile. So you can do a lot with this pattern. We're done with this one, and I would encourage you to add your chop, put the date and the name of the pattern on the back. Again, this is Sorry by Heidi Kay, but I'm also going to show you some other things that I've done. I did this one this morning, and you can see I had the little seed pod in the center, and then these little pieces meet at the center, and then I added like we had done here. I just added that in the corners, and that was fun. And then on get this out of the way, on my Tangle a Day calendar, these are basically the same as what I did here, except I didn't put anything on the outside. And then the other thing that I tried last night was just a border similar to what Heidi has in her step outs. And this is just a scrap piece, so ignore those. But then I added the little aura between each one. So didn't spend a lot of time on that one, but I wanted to show you how I did that. So there we go. Let me back out a little bit. Okay. So there's that. There's that one. And then that one. All right. I hope you enjoyed that. I had fun with it. And I'm grateful to Heidi for asking me to teach this because I'm always anxious to have a new idea of what to show. All right. Thanks again, If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel and hit the like button. It's very important. It does support my channel. Every little like and subscription helps me. So thanks again, and hope to see you again soon, and I hope to see what you've done. Catch you later. Bye.